Greetings fellow traders, this is Max and welcome to my Sunday market analysis where I'm going to analyze the market and share with you my top trades for the upcoming week. And I have just a couple trades for this week actually on my list. There are not many, but those are pairs where I think that the setups are the best for the week and setups that I personally would trade, and I am going to show you what kind of trades and what pairs these are. And I would like to start here with the pair AUD CAD. So we see here on the daily chart now that the price action and the candle formation here shows that this could be some kind of head and shoulders pattern. So we have the left shoulder, we have the head, and we have the right shoulder. This is the neckline that this strong bearish daily candle broke. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for a retest, maybe even it is going to be rejecting the 50 EMA here on the daily. And if it does, and the lower time frame price action just looks the way that I want to see it and just looks bearish overall, then I might consider opening a short position here on AUD CAD. If we go on the weekly chart, we can see we had a really strong push down, came up here again, retesting the area. It's got rejected, broke even lower. So now for the next week to be bearish, we just need kind of a small wick up, which could be one day here as a retest of the neckline of the head and shoulders, and then the next days are hopefully going to be bearish for a potential short position. The ultimate profit target would be somewhere down here on this level, but yeah, the first smaller profit target would probably be this area here where the price has been supported on the 0.88 round psychological level. So also fairly simple break and retest trade on AUD CAD here, but the head and shoulders pattern is a really strong pattern. You see it quite often on the charts, and it is considered a reversal pattern, or if it was an inverse head and shoulders pattern here, it might actually indicate a continuation pattern to the upside. But since we are kind of on a short-term trend in an uptrend, and now we have the head and shoulders pattern here, it is considered to be the reversal for a short continuation. Next pair I have on my watch list is Euro GBP. So on the weekly chart, we actually see here that we have created a neutral wick here. So this neutral week, and this was a really strong bullish week, but it kind of dipped below here, grabbed some of the liquidity, and now this is a really nice bullish Morningstar formation here on the weekly chart. Even on the daily, we see here that we have strong buying power, very neutral daily candles, a lot of neutral daily candles. So my plan is, in order for me, so what I think is that the price is gonna go higher now here as we retested this area here, and kind of this gigantic, yeah, also kind of head and shoulders pattern, inverse head and shoulders pattern here on the weekly chart. And on the daily, I want to see now a higher low here so that I can enter this trade. I want to wait for price to come back into this area, maybe even somewhere below here, and in this round psychological level, the 0.84 level. And if it gets here and it's giving me some nice bullish price action formation, then I might enter a long position here on Euro GBP. The next pair, Euro USD, is on my list because I'm actually still in a long trade here. And this trade is holding up very well so far. So last week it has only dipped a bit into my entry again, and I think a little below even, but it immediately reversed, and now we are still here with this neutral candlestick with hopefully enough power to head further to the upside. My first profit target is somewhere around this area here, but it could potentially definitely get higher. But this is not what I am trying to achieve here now, so I'm just gonna be, or just try not to be too greedy and just stick to my plan and yeah, take profit somewhere around this area here, probably 1.15 round psychological level. And this is just kind of a trade update for this Euro USD trade. I shared the entry and regular trade updates in my free Telegram channel, which you can join at any time. So if you're interested in that and want to receive live updates for trades, then you can just join it. Link is going to be in the video description. Next pair I have on my list is GBP CAD. So this is kind of, we see that we are weekly wise in a really strong uptrend. So this is kind of going to be a counter trend trade idea. So the idea is we have on this daily chart here kind of a double top, and we broke the neckline now of this double top after it failed to retest this big inverse head and shoulders here. This is a failed retest for me. So what I would do now is I want to wait for price to come back into this area here where price has raged a lot, and want to see some bearish price action here. It could happen that it will even head up into the stop zone here, where a lot of stop orders are sitting, and price might actually come here, show some weakness, and then reverse to the downside. But I will have to be patient and watch closely. So that's why for GBP CAD, I am considering a short position. But as I said, patience is key, probably with just the first profit target being somewhere around this area here, the 1.84 round psychological level. Trying not to be too greedy, as it's a counter trend trade, and this seems to be an area where there's been a lot of good support price action wise. So I do not want to lose this trade unnecessarily just because I didn't want to take my profit. So this is going to be my plan for GBP CAD. Counter trend, but the price action looks quite promising that this could be a potential short trade. Next pair is GBP NZD, and this is also kind of just a trade update for my still running trade here. I have to say the weekly price action is not really looking great, or not really what I wanted to see. We have rejected this area up here twice. However, the daily price action just doesn't look really bearish. We haven't created a new strong low here, and it just looks like it's kind of just grabbing the liquidity down below here, maybe even then rejecting the EMA, and then it's going to head higher. So this is why I will still stay in this GBP NZD trade, but of course I will monitor the price action closely and see what it's going to do. But as of right now, I do not plan to close this position. If I do, I will update it all in my free Telegram channel. So that's why GBP NZD is still on my watch list for this week. And the final pair for me is going to be GBP USD. So I actually left the marker here from last week, and the reason is because price is currently exactly doing what I wanted it to do, or what I wanted to see, in order for me to plan an entry, a potential entry here on GBP USD. So what we see here is that price broke this daily area of interest here, and now it's actually reversing back into this area, retesting it again. And now what I want to see is maybe a neutral day here with some bullish price action, maybe a liquidity sweep below here to then open a potential long position. But this is exactly why it's important to be patient and not to always jump in on a breakout. If I jumped in right after this breakout here, I would be sitting in a completely negative position right now, which is not ideal. So yeah, weekly wise, you see 1 week kind of red, but we haven't even gotten down half the candle here. So there is still a lot of potential here. Maybe there's going to be another red week, that could totally be, or a neutral week as we had here a couple of weeks. Price is not going to do anything and then shooting up higher. This could all be happening. So it's important now to be patient, monitor the price action, see what it is doing, and then plan a potential long entry. But this is why GBP USD is, with the simple break and retest trade, is on my watch list here. And yeah, it's pretty much a continuation of my analysis from last week. So let's see if this week there's going to be a potential entry for a long position. Those are all the pairs that I've marked for this week. I've analyzed the other pairs as well, but I did not find any very promising setups there. And I've just set certain price alarms there. So in case any setup is coming up there, I will share it in my free Telegram channel. I will put a link to it into the description, as said before. And if there's a potential price setup and one of my alarms is getting triggered, then I will have a look at the pair again, plan a potential entry, or just have a closer look at the price action, see what it's doing, and then I might actually be interested in one of those other pairs for the upcoming week. But for now, those are going to be my top trades and my top pairs. I will put the link to my other socials into the video description as well. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below and I will try to answer your questions. Thank you for watching. I wish you a successful trading week. Remember to manage your risk properly, and see you next Sunday.